Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Lights College Football Podcast with host Alec Pecino and co-host and host of the Walker Report, Bradley Walker. We have a loaded show for you tonight. We are giving way too early record predictions for South Florida, Ohio State, Texas A&M, as well as top 10 quarterbacks for the 2026 season, and our way too early top 20, as well as some more. But why don't we jump right in and start with the way too early record predictions? And I will pull it up here. And we're going to first start with USF.
Sure.
And start the year at home against FIU. I think we can both agree that's probably going to be a win.
Yes. I would say yes. I would agree with the win against FIU. Yes.
At Army. Now, this Army game's not going to be easy. We'll just put it right out there. The Army game is not going to be easy.
I could see that being a loss because it's a tough offense to have to manage against. And USF would have to score a lot of points on that defense, which at times is not easy either. So
that's a loss. So they're 1-1. Delaware State at home.
That'll be a win.
Blowout win.
Yeah.
Blowout. Bowling Green on the road. How do we feel about this? They're 2-1. Can they beat Bowling Green?
I think they can with Hartline as our head coach. I'm looking forward to the spring game is in mid-April. I can't wait to go and see what the team looks like. But I'll go out and say that they'll beat Bowling Green on the road.
So that makes them 3-1. Then we play Temple. And we talked about Temple last year, how they might be turning a corner. Is there any chance that we lose to Temple?
I don't think so. I don't think their Temple's quite back to winning ways yet, and they're coming to play USF at home. If it was in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, I'd be a little bit different, but no.
I'm gonna go with you to win. So they're 5-1.
It would be 4-1 at that point.
4-1.
4-1
at UTSA.
They'll beat the Roadrunners. They'll beat.
So they're 5-1.
Kent State
at UTSA to win 5-1. Kent State was surprising last year, but
I think they go 6-1. That's their homecoming game. I think they
6-1. Then they get the bye week, October 24th. Then the 31st of October, they play UAB at home.
On Halloween, they thump them.
And that's when both of us will probably be in Atlanta or Florida, Georgia.
They thump them.
I agree. So they're 7-1. At East Carolina.
That they may fall there. ECU's always been kind of a thorn in their side. And it's on the road. So I might give the edge to the Pirates in that one.
I'm going to say the same thing. A loss, 7-2. Memphis at home. We should have beaten Memphis last year.
I think they will this year in a revenge game.
8-2 at FAU.
They'll beat the Owls.
I agree. So they're 9-2. Tulane at home.
It's a home game. I would love to beat the Green Wave because they were the team that represented the conference in the college football playoff. I don't know though. I think they lose. I think they go 9-3 in Heartline's.
I agree. 9-3.
But they were undefeated last year at Raymond James Stadium, and this is the last year they're playing there. So who knows? Maybe a 6-0 again, and they go 10-2. So
Now we get to Texas A&M. USF. Whoops. I need to get to. Let me see something. Sure, that's Evans. There we go. So Texas A&M starts the year at home against Missouri State.
should be an easy win for the Aggies.
Should be. Oh, week 2, Arizona State comes calling to Kyle Field.
That could be a college
Trap game.
College game day game. I don't know who else plays in week 2.
Michigan, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Which is where we'll be.
Correct. I think Arizona State upsets them.
I did too. 1-1. Kentucky at home.
They should beat Kentucky handily.
Kentucky. Let's look who is the game after Kentucky.
They're on the road in Baton Rouge.
Could they be looking ahead to that game?
You would hope that they wouldn't, but there is a chance that they will. I just don't think Kentucky has the firepower to hang with A&M. So
I don't either. I'm going to say win. So they're 2-1 at LSU.
Um,
I'm going to say win.
Yeah, I'll say they go 3-1 to start the season.
Make it 4-1.
Arkansas. Yep.
Oh, do I even need to say the next team?
That's my favorite team in the world in the SEC.
Missouri. It should beat Missouri.
They should beat the Tigers. Yeah. But
so 5.
Yeah,
6-1. They'll be bowl eligible after beating the Citadel.
Yeah.
I thought they got rid of cupcake games.
I guess they didn't.
Oh, Alabama at Bryant Denny.
They'll lose. I think Bama wins. That's a big game on the road in Tuscaloosa. I think
I agree. 6-2. Then you get South Carolina on the road. Williams-Brice.
I'm gonna say upset Gamecocks.
I am too. 6-3. Are we gonna get that battered Aggie syndrome where they go 8-4?
Yeah, because I think they beat Tennessee.
7-3.
I don't know though. Do you think they beat Oklahoma? I don't know.
No.
They're in Norman too. I don't
7-4.
And then you have Texas, but they're at home.
Oh. I'm gonna say they beat Texas.
Yeah, at home, I would agree. Yeah.
So that makes them 9-3.
9-3? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, now we get the last two. Horns. Texas State is the first game of the year.
They'll win that one.
They should win that because you see, I think they do beat Texas State, so they're 1-0. They got Ohio State week 2 at DKR.
Well, you think they would be out for revenge after what happened this year? I don't think they beat the Buckeyes, though. I think they go 1-1 again.
I don't either. I think they'd lose to Ohio State. 1-1. UTSA at home.
2-1.
I agree. Ooh. Then they got to travel to Neyland and play Tennessee.
I'll say 3-1, but they barely beat the Volunteers.
I agree. 3-1. And then they get the bye week. Then they get the Red River shootout against Oklahoma.
I think they lose to the Sooners.
I do too, so they're 3-2. Right?
Yep.
Then they get the Gators at home at DKR. They don't want revenge.
Yeah, I think that's another tight game. That could be an upset. I think the Gators may come to Austin and take them out.
So are you going to say that's a loss for Texas?
Mm-hmm.
I agree. So that makes them 3-3.
Yep.
Then they play Ole Miss.
They'll beat Ole Miss. I know Ole Miss will be a tough out, but they're at home in Austin. So I think they go 4-3 after the
agree more. Mississippi State at home.
They'll beat the Tigers or the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs. I agree. Oh, so they're 5-3.
5-3 going to Missouri.
Wow, that's a tough 2-game stretch right there. Missouri on the road, LSU on the road.
I think they beat Missouri and lose LSU.
I agree. So they're 5-6-4.
They beat Arkansas
7-4.
and they finished 7-5 because they lose
7-5. Yeah. Last but not least, the Ohio State Buckeyes, who cared about spring game, they play Ball State to open the year.
That should be a blowout in Columbus.
70-0.
Yeah, that should be a blowout in Columbus.
Then they get Texas at DKR.
They'll win. They'll win.
2-0. Can't stay at home.
3-0.
Win. Illinois at home.
Win.
Who knows who their quarterback's going to be? I'm going to say win 4-0. Oh, God. There's that.
The pest that
won't go
away. The pest that will not go.
And it's at Kinnick.
Do
I need to remind people of the show what happens when a ranked team goes to Kinnick?
I'm gonna go with the upset. I think the Hawkeyes pull it out. I think Iowa wins.
I'm gonna say this: ranked teams, and it's happened to Ohio State before. Ranked teams go to Iowa City to die.
Yep.
And it's gonna happen again. That's gonna be Buckeyes' only loss. Is gonna be Iowa.
Yeah, they'll be
4-1. Right?
Yeah. They'll beat
4-1 going into Maryland, 5-1. They're gonna want Indiana.
Yeah, it's not the same Indiana team. So yes.
6-1. And I know what Indiana fans are gonna say, oh, you're just saying that because we won the national championship last year. You think it's a fluke? No. Both of us, both Brad and I know that Indiana is a good team.
Oh, yeah. They're not going to be the same team they were a year ago, but
no.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've got, oh, boy.
USC in California. I don't think that the Buckeyes will have too much problem going out there on Halloween.
So they're 5-1.
The next
they'll be 6-1 after beating USC. Oregon in Columbus.
That'll be a tough game. But they'll win because they're at home. Because the Buckeyes.
Yeah. If it was in Austin, I would be scared.
If that was in Eugene, it'd be different.
It'd be way different if it was in Eugene. So they're 7-1 now. Northwestern.
That should be a blow. They should blow Northwestern.
I don't want to say blow up because did you see who they hired as their offensive coordinator? Chip Kelly.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I still think it's a win, but it might be a little bit closer than people think because Chip Kelly knows how to run an offense. Just look when we won the national championship.
Right.
Nebraska. So they're 8-1 going into Nebraska.
9-1.
9-1, and then they play that team up north. They beat them. So 10-1 to finish the regular season. And ladies and gentlemen, if you disagree with any of our record predictions, this is before spring games.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
We'll do it again after the spring game for every team.
Mm-hmm.
Our next order of business is our way too early top 10 quarterbacks, and we're going to alternate. Starting with number 10, who is your number 10 way too early quarterback for college football this year?
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say Rocco back to Penn State is my number 10.
Explain a little bit why.
He had a 60% completion percentage last year. But where he excelled was in the running game. And again, it's the Big Ten, known for their defense. But I like him. I think he will shine again for the Nittany Lions. Is it going to help them win games? We'll see. But
it's not the James Franklin era anymore. Correct. I can say that.
Correct.
Well, we can say that. My number 10 is the guy that just going into last year, he just got way too much hype. And I think Brad knows what I'm talking about. He plays at Texas.
Oh.
Arch Manning. And I'm going to say this about Arch. I think if he didn't get as much hype going into last year, I think people would have been fine with Texas getting all the love they got. But it's just, it was like it was thrown in our faces. Oh, Arch Manning's going to be the next great quarterback from Texas. And I'm not going to say he was below subpar last year, but I think he's going to have a better 2026. Who is your number 9 quarterback going into 2026? Way too early.
I'm going to go with Darian Mensah for Miami. I know another quarterback transfer there. He's got big shoes to fill, obviously, since the last couple quarterbacks in Miami have worked out pretty well.
Carson Beck.
So I do like Darian Mensah. And
sorry to all the Carson Beck lovers.
But that's my number.
Who think he should be a first-round pick, which is utterly ridiculous.
I wouldn't go that far.
My number 9 quarterback is guy that I think, and we can both agree, that made a smart decision going back to school. Dante Moore at Oregon. Do you agree that he made a good decision going back to school?
Yes.
And not to say he had a good year last year. I think it was just he needs one more year, and I know the quarterback class next year for the NFL is going to be loaded. You've got Arch probably coming out, Dante Moore, Darian Mensah, Levitt, Don Mateer probably coming out. But Dante Moore, Oregon might, if he can play really good this year coming up, Dante Moore and Oregon could be the national champs. Who is your number 8 quarterback? Way too early quarterback for 2026.
So Jaden Malavila, the quarterback for the Trojans of USC. Showed, again, another rushing quarterback, but also could throw the ball. I like him. And USC is going to need all the help they can get in the Big Ten. So
my number 8 quarterback is also a rushing. My number 8 way too early quarterback for 2026 college football is Marcel Reed from Texas A&M. Another rushing quarterback. We saw what he did all last year. Even the one playoff game that Texas A&M should have won, but they didn't because they got lucky. And I think Marcel Reed's going to have another big year this year for Texas A&M. And he's still got Mario Craver, even though the other receiver had, Casey Concepcion, is now in the NFL. Who is your number 7 way too early QB for 2026?
I'm going to go with Josh Hoover, the quarterback in Indiana. He's got big shoes to fill with Mendoza going to the NFL. But I like him. I think he's going to – I mean, you have Cignetti. They have a good offense there in Indiana. They're not going to obviously won another national championship, but I think they'll be a big threat in the Big Ten again this year. So he's my number 7.
My number 7, the Bear, is on the loose. Bear Bachmeyer, BYU. Going into last year, everybody said, oh, Bear Bachmeyer, BYU's not going to do anything. Well, were we all sadly mistaken?
Yes.
And I think Bear Bachmeyer is in for a big year, too, as the starting quarterback at BYU. And he's my number 7 QB, way too early quarterback for the 2026 college football season. Who is your number 6?
I'm going to take Sam Levitt of the LSU Tigers. Again, another Lane Kiffin's first year at LSU. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Sam. It's going to have to be big for LSU this year. So
my number 6 is a guy you talked about a few minutes ago, Darion Mensah from Miami. I liked what Mensah did at Duke, and I think he's going to do even better at Miami, even though it's wrong how Miami just scooped in at the last minute and stole him from Duke. And left Duke high and dry. Which we'll talk about Duke in a little bit and who we think their quarterback might be this year. Who is your number 5 way too early QB for 2026?
this one hurts home a little bit, but it's got to be Byron Brown of Auburn. That hurts to say that. Got to see Byron the last few years at USF, and stings a little bit, but I got to go with him. I think with Golish there, I think they'll do well. I think it's big time, proven time now that they're in the SEC together. So we'll see how well Byron does in the SEC, but I got to go with Byron Brown.
My number 5 is Sam Levitt from LSU. He had a couple good years at Arizona State. Last year, it was hit or miss because he was injured. And then he decided, I guess, to opt out and not play. And he hit the portal and ended up going to LSU, as we know. And why wouldn't you want to play for Lane Kiffin? I think, and Brad, you'll agree, I think Sam Levitt's going to have a huge year for LSU.
I agree.
Much to the dismay of the rest of the SEC. Including Bama fans, which, isn't it weird? We haven't talked about an Alabama quarterback yet on our list. Oh, wait, because we're not paid by the SEC to talk biased about them, like, and I hate to do this, like Paul Feinbaum is, or Greg McElroy. Yeah, I just took a shot at both of those guys. Yep. Send this to both of them. We know both of them get paid by the SEC. And Brad, you back me up on that.
Yeah, I'm an SEC guy, so I can definitely say that. Yep.
Who is your number 4 quarterback with QB for 2026?
You mentioned him earlier, buddy, Drew Mestemaker. He's going to beat Oklahoma. He's going to Oklahoma State, right? Is that where he's at now?
Correct.
Yeah, I think
he was going to be one of my honorable mentions, was Drew Mestemaker.
Okay. Yeah, I have him at my number 4.
My number 4 is John Mateer at Oklahoma. And Mateer had a good year last year until he had that hand injury, and I think he came back a little bit too early from that hand injury. And you could tell toward the middle of the year when he came back that he just wasn't 100%, and Oklahoma kind of rushed him back. But I think in 2026, I think he's going to have a big year for Oklahoma. Who is your number 3?
Dante Moore. You talked about him earlier, about him coming back to school for Oregon. I think that was a smart decision, and I think he's going to prove why it was a smart decision to come back and play for the Ducks.
My number 3 quarterback for the way too early QB for 2026 is, and I know what people are going to say, oh, you're being biased towards this team. It is Julian Sayin from Ohio State. Had a good year one as the starting quarterback. I think he's going to take a step up in year 2. He's still got Jeremiah Smith. He's got Chris Henry Jr. coming in. He's got Brandon Ennis. He's got Bo Jackson at running back. And he's got one of the better, I know Ohio State's replacing a few offensive linemen, but Ohio State knows how to develop offensive linemen. Who is your number 2?
Number 2 is Arch. Number 2 is Arch. So.
And why is that?
Arch has a lot to prove this year. I think he's going to do that this year. I think, like we were talking earlier, I think we had Texas finishing 9-3 this year.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have a tough. Obviously, the one thing they have to do is beat Oklahoma, beat Ohio State. I don't know if they win either one of those games, but we'll see what he does. But I think Arch will be a little bit more better prepared to handle the big time more than he was a year ago.
My number 2 quarterback is Gunnar Stockton. And I know we talked going into last year that we didn't trust Gunnar Stockton. But he's, in a way, and I don't know if you'll agree, he's kind of grown on me. And I'm not an SEC person. But the thing is, Georgia's replacing two wide receivers going into next year. Colby Young and Zachariah Branch, who are both going to the NFL, which later on in the show, we're probably going to talk a little NFL, even though this is a college football podcast. And to round it out, who you gave your number 2, right?
I did.
Who is your number 1 quarterback? Way too early QB going into 2026.
How can it not be Justin Sane? Ow. No doubt. He's got to be number 1. We just talked about Ohio State losing one game.
Oh, you mean Jillian?
It's Sane. I'm sorry. My fault. Yeah, I said that the wrong way. Yeah. That's who I have as my number 1.
My number 1 is Brandon Scoresby of Texas Tech. Are we going to let Texas Tech keep getting away with this? with Mark Cuban opening checkbooks? This is 2 years in a row. And I think Texas Tech is going to be dangerous this year. They've got no slack on Barrett Morton. But I think Scoresby is a big-time upgrade over Barrett Morton.
I agree.
Now, we are going to give our way too early top 20. And starting this year, we will be giving our top 20 after every week on the Tuesday show the next week.
Cool.
Except for probably week 2, because obviously we'll be in Ann Arbor for Oklahoma, Michigan.
Correct.
But who is your number, and this is going to be the same thing as the quarterbacks, who is your number way too early top 20? Who's your number 20?
TCU.
And why is that?
Again, this is a Big 12 team. Think they have a lot to prove. I think that they can. They finished 9-4 a year ago, 5-4 in the conference. I think they're going to be about that same this year. Maybe they'll go to 10-3. But I like TCU. They have Josh. Oh no, he left. I'm sorry, my fault.
I think it's Jay and Craig.
Craig from Harvard. I like him coming in, transferring. So I'll take the Horned Frogs at number 20.
My number 20 is a team that Brad, I think, probably has in his top 20 somewhere, maybe. South Florida. And I know they lost Byron Brown. They lost Keyshawn Singleton. They lost a lot. But the main reason I have them there is they have a coach that, like Alex Golesh, knows how to recruit I'm talking about Coach Hartline. Coach Hartline knows how to recruit. Just ask Ohio State. And I asked the Ohio State fan on this show. And it's pretty simple. Hartline knows how to recruit the wide receiver position, but he's going to get to recruit every position now that he's a head coach. Who is your number 19?
It is USF. I think, honestly, they could go undefeated home. If they can beat Memphis and Tulane, they're in the American Championship game. I think they could go on and win that and possibly make it to the college football playoff. So I'll give them the ups there. I think, like you said earlier, I'm looking forward to seeing what Hartline does in the spring. Between him and Summerall, I think those are the two excited coaches I'm looking forward to, obviously, with the Gators. But I'm looking forward to how they both start the season off.
My number 19 team is SEC. I live in the state now. It is the Tennessee Volunteers. And I'm sorry, Tennessee fans, I can't put them higher than 19 because we have absolutely right now no idea who their starting quarterback is going to be. Is it going to be George McIntyre? Is it going to be Faison Brandon? Is it going to be – and if it is this guy, you're in it. And Brad can back me up. You're in time, Staub. Just ask Colorado how that experiment went. Ask Deion Sanders.
Yeah. Whose job could be on the line this year, too.
But other than that, Tennessee, new defense coordinator Jim Knowles, they did a lot in the portal on defense and some on offense. I see Tennessee still being. This is the year they finally break through and win the STC. Maybe. Who knows? Who is your number 18 team in the way too early top 20?
That team that you hate so much up north, Michigan. Michigan has a lot to prove.
Is it because of Bryce Underwood or is it because of the new coach?
I think both. Both. I think Michigan has a lot to prove. I think that's why they're so low right now. So we'll see, but I have them at 18.
My number 18 is the pest. It's that little bug on the windshield. You splat it and you think, oh, it's gone. No, it's not gone. It's still there. You just don't see it. It's made itself invisible. That would be Iowa. Until Kirk Ferentz retires or gets fired from Iowa, Iowa's always going to be a consistent top 25, top 20 team in college football.
Correct.
Who is your number 17 team and your way too early top 20?
Out of the ACC, SMU. It's a team that I've been following since they were in the American. And I didn't even know. I forgot that they had moved to the ACC until I was going through the airport to see and find out that they had moved to the ACC. So I'm taking the Mustangs. They got a lot of defense coming through the portal. And they have Kevin Jennings as their quarterback coming back. So I like the Mustangs. They'll be in the thick of it. I'm not saying they're going to win the ACC, but they'll be in the thick of it when it's all said and done.
My number 17 team is I really shouldn't say the name, but it's Michigan. And I do think Kyle Whittingham is a big-time upgrade over a guy like Sharon Moore. And I'm sorry for all the people that think Sharon Moore deserves another chance to coach. He should not be allowed to step on the sidelines ever again. I don't care if it's allegations. I don't care. You don't do what he did to his whatever it is, significant other.
Yeah.
That's not acceptable. But yeah, Michigan, Bryce Underwood's coming back. Jordan Marshall's coming back. And Andrew Marsh is coming back. I still don't think that's going to be enough to beat Ohio State, but we just have to see because they have Kyle Whittingham now, who is a cast-off from a team that's probably in both of our top 20s that we'll talk about in maybe a few minutes. Who is your number 16 team in your way too early top 20?
Oh, the Pest you were just talking about a few minutes ago, the one team that, as an Ohio State Buckeye fan, you're fearing because you got to go on the road, and that's Iowa. And like you said earlier, but until Kirk Ferentz retires, they're going to be a thorn in the side of many teams in the Big Ten, and I think that they continue to be there. I think they're going to be in the top 20 when it's all said and done at the end of the year.
Yeah. My number 16 team is University of Southern California Trojans. And it has Lincoln Riley finally figured out the defense? Are we going to see a different defense in 2026 from USC? Who is your number 16 team and your way too early top 20?
Number 16. Let me go to my notes over here. Would be number 16. I'm going to go with the LSU Tigers. I think they have a lot on their plate. Lane Kiffin, obviously, they're going to be favored to win the SEC because of Lane Kiffin. I don't know if, how good A&M is, how good Texas is, how good Georgia still is, if that's going to happen or not. But we'll see. And, don't forget about Alabama. Every year we count Alabama out. And somehow, some way, they find ways to continue.
Well, and the problem with Alabama is their fan base.
Yeah.
They whine and moan and complain about, we should be in the playoffs, even though we have 3 losses. Sorry, Alabama fans, I had to. My number 15 team is, in my way too early top 20, is Arizona. And I think Arizona's going to be good, even though Noah Fafita is not going to be there next year. I'm pretty sure he's out of eligibility, unless somehow he gets granted an extra year, like Trinidad Tobago Chambliss did.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, and that was mainly because of the judge. And I think it was favoritism, in my opinion. Because you saw Joey Aguilar trying to get another year. NCAA said, nope, see you, bye. Who is your number 15 team and you're way too early top 20?
I'm going to go Louisville out of the ACC. I think they're a team. They have a new quarterback in Lincoln Kiholtz. I think he's a transfer from Ohio State.
He is.
Coming over. They also got Wayne McCoy from Florida State, the wide receiver. They've always been kind of a thorn in the side in the ACC. I'm not saying they're going to win the conference, but they could be favored to win. Now with Miami going through some transitions, FSU still a big question. SMU's another big question, so I think Louisville could be that team that could surprise a lot of people.
My number 14 team is a team that I think we talked about ad nauseum last year, and their coach being on the hot seat. No, it's not Vanderbilt. It would be Virginia, UVA, and Jalen Morris is another guy that was trying to get another year of eligibility, but I think the NCAA is going to give him the same treatment that they gave Mr. Joey Aguilar. Who's your number 14 team and you're way too early top 20?
Well, this would be my number 13, but the 13 is the USC Trojans. You talked about them earlier. That's who my number 13 is.
My number 13 is Vanderbilt. You can't laugh at me anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Vanderbilt is a legitimate contender in the SEC. Clark Lee has turned him into a consistent 8 to 10 win team now. The last 2 years in the SEC. I know they're not going to have Diego Pavia this coming year. It's going to be Jared Curtis most likely. Well, we'll see in the spring game unless they have somebody else they feel like starting. Who is your number 12 team in your way too early top 20?
SEC school. I'm going to go with Oklahoma. I think they proved to us last year that they're not a fluke. I think they can still hang with Texas, and I really think, honestly, they're going to be in the thick of it in the SEC again like they were a year ago.
My number 12 team is Utah. And yes, I know a lot. They sent Kyle Whittingham. I don't want to attack him, but they sent him out the door, not thinking that he's going to get scooped up by anybody. Who does he get scooped up by? Michigan. Of course. And I think there was a very valid reason why why Utah got rid of Kyle Whittingham. I think it was because, one, they wanted to get a younger guy in there. And we've talked about it. Getting a new voice in the locker room is good. And I think Utah, we saw in their bowl game that whether it's Whittingham or Morgan Scally, but they still won their bowl game. Who is your number 11? Steven, you're way too early top 20.
My number 11 is Vanderbilt. I, again, think also, too, that they are a threat. And as an SEC guy, and I know a lot of SEC fans probably don't want to hear this, but it would be awesome to see them win an SEC championship.
Yes. It would.
But yes, that is my number 11.
My number 11 is Houston. And I know what people are going to say, oh, it's because Willie France, because Connor Wegman. No, I think, one, yes, it's kind of because of the first name I brought up, Willie France, because we saw what he did at Tulane. We saw what he did at the other schools that he's been a head coach at. But Willie proved to us last year. Give us 1 or 2 years and we will be competing in the ACC. And I think Houston's here to – oh, no, they're not ACC. They're Big 12. My bad, Houston fans. I try to put you in a conference you're not in. Whoops. Won't be the first time I do that to somebody. Who is your number 10?
We talked about them. We previewed their schedule. It's the Texas A&M Aggies. One of the toughest places to go on the road to play at College Station, the 12th man. I think they're going to be tough. And I know they lost Concepcion, I think, will be drafted. I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I think they still have, is it Eco? Is that how you pronounce their coach's last name?
Elko.
I think they have another good season, and I think they're also a threat in the SEC again, like they were a year ago.
My number 10 team is Ole Miss. I know, ladies and gentlemen, I know they don't have Lane Train anymore, but I think, and Brad might agree with me, I think Pete Golding was, I'm not going to say a home run, but I think he was a pretty good hire for Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Because they knew if they didn't promote him, they're probably going to lose him. Who is your number 9?
My number 9 is Ole Miss also. Yeah. I think Alex said everything you need to know about them. So, yes, I I think they're going to be back in it again. So, yeah, I like the Rebels.
My number 9 is Oregon. We talked about Dante Moore earlier. I think that's the main reason I have Oregon at number 9. I don't know where Brad has him. And I think Dan Lanning and Oregon are this close to winning a national championship. They just have to get past Ohio State and Indiana. And if they can do that, shouldn't have an issue. Who is your number 8 team?
Oh, the team that made it to the college football championship last year, and that would be Miami. They're going to reload, and they'll be in the thick of it in the ACC. Even though still to this day they have not won a conference championship since the 80s. So I don't want to hear Hurricane fans.
Hey. Well. The biggest Miami Hurricane fan is Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
And Michael Irvin, you need to stop being a clown. and we've talked about this. You barely beat Ole Miss. You only beat Ohio State by 10. And I know Miami fans want to say, oh, we ETA'd Ohio State. No. ETAing a team is beating them by 20-plus points. Which we told you weren't going to put more than 40 points on Ohio State. And then you ran into the buzzsaw that was Indiana in a national championship game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My number 8 team is SEC. They're in Tuscaloosa. It is the Tide of Alabama. Roll Tide, Willie. And the reason Alabama's not inside the top 6 is because we have no clue who their quarterback's going to be. It could be Austin Mack. It could be Keelan Russell. And who is your number 7?
I have Texas Tech of the Big 12. I think they repeat as Big 10 champions or Big 10 12 champions. I put them in the wrong conference. There you go. I put them in the wrong conference.
So we both done that tonight.
But I like them a lot. They proved last year that they are legit. And I think they have Brandon Sorsby from Cincinnati coming over as a transfer quarterback. Yep. I like that addition. They have the number 1 ranked transfer portal class. So, yeah, I think Texas Tech could be strong again in the Big 12.
Did I say 6? I meant 7. Was that your number 7?
It's my number 7. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. My number 7 is Oklahoma. And I think they proved to both of us, like you said earlier, that they're not a fluke. We wanted to write off Brett Venables, and he didn't write back.
Mm-mm.
He said, okay, I see these two guys that do a college football podcast, and they're writing us off, telling me that I'm on the hot seat, I'm going to get fired. Why don't we just go out and make the playoff? Who is your number 6?
My number 6 is the defending national champions, Indiana, and the only reason they're down so low is, again, it's going to be a different team. You're not going to have Mendoza, but I think they're still going to be pretty strong, so I have the Hoosiers at 6.
My number 6 is the team that played in the national championship game, Miami. I love Darian Mensah, but it's just I don't know. I don't know what that offensive line is going to look like. I don't know what their defense is going to look like. And are they going to crystal ball themselves again? Because we know how Miami is. They have one good year, and their fans get all pumped up, and they're like, oh, we were in the national championship. You're not even close. I know you were in the national championship last year, Miami fans, but let's not get it twisted. You're not close to winning a national championship. You're not in the same stratosphere as Clemson Ohio State, hate to say it, Michigan, Alabama, LSU, which everybody wants to compare the 2025 Indiana team to the 2019 LSU. Who is your number 5 team in your way too early top 20?
Notre Dame. Again, another team that was left out of the college football playoff, refused to play a bowl game, kind of whined a little bit, but I think they're going to be they're a top 5 team this year.
Well, do you know what bowl game they were supposed to be playing in? I'll give the listeners one hint what bowl game we're supposed to be playing in. It's a bowl game where it's the food you eat that is horrible for you. And no, it's not rice. Sorry, I had to. It is the Pop-Tart Bowl.
It's in Orlando.
They backed out of the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Yeah, that was in Orlando.
Yeah, they backed out of the Pop-Tart Bowl, which in my mind, that's a punishable act. Because to me, the Pop-Tart Bowl is one of the best bowls to watch. Did you see that human Pop-Tart get eaten at the end of the game?
And the winner gets the Pop-Tarts, their team colors turned into Pop-Tarts, so that's cool too. So,
yes.
Bonus of that.
My number 5 is a team you just talked about a minute ago, Texas A&M. Marcel Reed's back, Mike Elko's back, and I think A&M is going to be really good this year again. Who is your number 4?
My number 4 is Texas. Again, they have something to prove. So I'm going to put Texas until Arch can. If Arch gets off to a good start and doesn't lay an egg like he did last year against Ohio State, and they're in that game, even though I don't think they're going to win that game, but if they're in it.
Well, the thing is, if Ohio State, Patricia's still the defensive coordinator, so the defense should. I mean, I know we lost Caleb Downs, we lost a lot of guys on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Both of the Styles brothers, which both had a really good combine. My number 4 is the aforementioned Ohio State Buckeyes. Yes, I know the defense is going to look a lot different. You lost Caleb Downs. You lost Caden McDonald. You lost Lorenzo Styles. You lost Sonny Styles. Arbel Reese. But you bring back Kenyatta Jackson. You bring back Jermaine Matthews Jr. You bring Aaron Sanchez comes back for Devin. There we go again. Messing up. First, it was messing up conferences. Now it's messing up people's name. Because I was watching baseball the entire day. I'm sorry to the Sanchez family. I don't know why I said Aaron. It is Devin Sanchez. He's back for his sophomore year. Offensively, like we just talked about earlier, you got Jeremiah Smith coming back. You got Chris Henry Jr. coming in. You still got Bo Jackson. You got Jillian Sayin. You got, and everybody's saying this was a terrible hire. Arthur Smith as the offensive coordinator. He was a really good offensive coordinator in the NFL, and I think he's going to be just as good at Ohio State. Who is your number 3 team in your way too early top 20?
Yeah, it's Ohio State. I have the Buckeyes at 3. Kind of my top 3 were kind of tough, but they got a lot of people, and you still got one of the best defense coordinators in all of college football. They didn't allow a lot of points until the playoffs, so I have the Buckeyes at 3.
My number 3 is Georgia, and before I say why, when are we ever not gonna come on the show and talk about Georgia players getting arrested?
Good question.
Because everybody wants to say, "Oh, Kirby Smart's one of the best coaches in college football." He may be, but he's not very smart when it comes to guys getting arrested. And all he says, "Oh, here's a little slap on the wrist. I'm not going to suspend you. I'm not going to kick you off the team." Now, if that's any other school, if that's Ohio State, if that's Florida, those guys get kicked off the team. Snap of a finger. You would agree with me, right? Especially when Urban was at Florida and Ohio State.
Correct.
Urban was one of the coaches that he didn't put up with trash individuals like that. But the reason I have Georgia here is, again, Kirby Smart is one of the top 5 head coaches in college football. And Gunnar Stockton's back. I know we come on the show all the time and trash them for players getting arrested for reckless driving. But they still produce a lot of NFL guys. Who is your number 2?
That's the Oregon Ducks. That's a team that has a shot to, again, be a thorn in the side of the Buckeyes and a lot of the teams in the Big Ten. So I like the Ducks at 2.
My number 2 is a team you talked about earlier, Texas Tech. Brandon Sorsby was one of the better transfer portal additions. And how can we keep doing this? And I'm going to say this, Mark Cuban needs to buy the Mavericks back. I'm sorry, Dallas Mavericks fans. I had to say it. You're going to ruin Cooper Flagg's career. And who is your number 1?
Well, a lot of people call you out, Bud, for bias, but my number 1 is Georgia. I'm an SEC guy. Lived in SEC country all my life, so I'm going to go with the Bulldogs. Again, they have had the target on their back for a while. They took that away from Alabama, and I didn't even put Alabama in my top 20. So there you go. So I could be totally wrong, too. And Alabama could be the proverbial number 1 when it's all
and the board could use that
as bulletin board material.
Yep. Yeah. Christopher Klein, 900. My number 1 is Miami. Okay. I mean, we're not going to disagree with you. But yeah, you could say, okay, so Christopher, who is your number 2, if you don't mind us asking? My number 1 is Indiana. Defending national champions. And yes, I know they're not going to look the same. But it's still Kirk Cignetti. He wins, as he likes to say, Google him. Google Mr. Cignetti. Okay. So he's got Miami number 1, number 2, Indiana.
Okay.
One more question for you, Christopher. Who's your number 3, if you don't mind us asking? And we're going to briefly talk about the NFL here. I don't know what to think. People are saying that Malachi Lemon from UC tank draft stock because of interviews he did at the combine, and that he just looked like he didn't care. Do you agree with that, or is that just people trying to get? Oh, he's got okay, George. So, Miami 1, Indiana 2, Georgia 3. Okay.
I think. Thanks, Christopher, for sharing. I think I think interviews are important. Obviously, when you go to the combine, a lot of it's what you do physically. But I think a lot of times, being here in the Tampa Bay area, Jason Light likes to bring in character guys. I think that these teams that are investing all of this money into these players, they're not going to want bad attitude guys or guys that are going to get them in trouble. So if you bomb an interview, you may have signed your death warrant in some cases. Now, not all teams are that way, and some teams will take that chance. But I think in some cases, the interviews are just as important as the physical stuff with the 40 dash and the vertical jump.
40-yard dash.
Yeah.
And then the other one is people are saying that Caleb Downs might have tanked his draft stock because of his medical history.
Yeah, again, it's going to depend on who has him on their draft board. If they are willing to take that chance, if ownership is willing to take that chance, we'll see.
Well, because and somebody mentioned it, a video I was watching it earlier today. They said that apparently he had a torn meniscus and something with his knee that it might scare some teams away, and he might fall. And people are like, oh, this is who was it? It was a safety, I think, a couple of years ago that came out, and he was supposed to go like top 10, and he fell, and he still went in the first round, but he fell to middle first round because of his medical. I think it might have been Kyle Hamilton.
Could have been.
And people are saying, oh, this is Kyle Hamilton 2.0. No. Kyle Hamilton was good at Notre Dame. Caleb Downs is, can we use the word generational?
Yeah.
And then same thing with Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate, people are saying he tanked his stock because he ran a slow. His 4 dash was like 4.5. 4.5, 4.6. It was like 4.5.5. And people are like, oh, he just tanked his draft stock. He's gonna fall in the first round. No, he's still gonna go in the top 10.
Oh yeah. Again, it depends on whose draft board he's on, and some people are like, okay, maybe he had a bad 40-yard dash. It could have happened that way too. So,
I think the guys that had the best combine were the linebacker, the safety from Ohio State, Sonny Styles, and his brother Lorenzo. Linebacker Sonny Styles and safety Lorenzo Styles from Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody was saying, oh, what are they feeding these linebackers and safeties at Ohio State? Because both of them had a really good combine. And Lorenzo, I don't know where he was projected to go, but he just sprung the stock, his draft stock. And then Sonny Styles, I think both of us can agree, no matter what he did at the combine, he was probably going top 10.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then
now he's probably going top 5.
Yeah.
And then Jeremiah Love was another one that had a good combine. Now everybody's mocking him to go top 5.
I think a lot. I think Sonny's linked to Dallas. I think that was the team that he's been linked to the most. I think if Jerry Jones moves up, he has an opportunity to move up in the draft, he'll get a guy like that. Absolutely.
Dallas needs all the help they can get on defense. And then can people just I don't think do you think Max Crosby's going to get traded?
There was a trade I heard today on the radio that would be
by the sound of your laughter.
The Bucks trading 15, trading a first round next year, third round the following year for Max Crosby to come over from the Raiders. That's craziness. I don't know if Jason Light would risk that much future
Uh,
of the Buccaneers. He hasn't done that, but
that's laughable.
I could see the Bucs possibly trading down to get more.
I could too if the guy he wants not on the board.
Yeah, at 15, I could see.
Well, I think Kansas City might trade down because Jeremiah Love. I don't think Jeremiah Love's getting outside the top 5.
Yeah,
Because I think the Titans, if they have the chance, and the other person they're talking about is Ruben Bain. They're like, oh, Ruben Bain has the shortest arms. I'm like, he's a pass rusher. Yes, I understand you need your arms need to probably be a certain.
yeah. You don't want to have your tackles or your guards, eat you up as a pass rusher. You want to be able to use your arms, but if you have speed, it won't matter. It's not going to matter. So.
But there was some just Jennings Dunker from Iowa. I don't know if you saw his 40. That man's got some hair. Look up a picture of him right now. and to all the people listening to us live right now, if you haven't seen what Jennings Dunker looks like, look him up. The man has, and Brad will tell you in a second, the man's got a mullet.
Let me look up real quick. Hang on a minute. What was the guy? What was the player name again?
Jennings Dunker, offensive lineman from Iowa.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Look at that. Look at that hair. Luscious.
Red hair, too. Redhead. Wow. Yeah.
That's better mullets I've seen.
And he's where did he play college at? He's Iowa. There you go.
Iowa.
Good offensive tackle.
Iowa knows how to develop offensive tackles.
Uh-huh.
And tight ends.
Yep, and tight ends. Correct.
George Kittle, Noah Fant. That's one of the and look at Cooper DeJean. Where did he come from?
Iowa.
Yep, Iowa. No, Riley Moss. Iowa puts out some football players, some NFL guys. There's very few schools that put out. I think the guy that had the most impressive combine to me was Mike Washington, running back from Arkansas. He going into the combine, he was like probably a day 3 pick. Now I think he's improved his stock to maybe day 2.
Yeah, and the running back position's not as well picked as it used to be.
No, but I tell you the two positions that to me are deep. Wide receiver. If a team doesn't get the receiver they want in the first round, they can wait.
Right.
And offensive line.
Yep.
I mean, yes, you're going to have your Monroe Freelings go in the first round. You're going to have your Francis Maganoa, Spencer Fano, Caleb Lomu. Maybe Jennings Dunker is up in the first round.
It's a possibility if someone needs an offensive lineman.
I tell you, what do they feed these college kids now? Because these kids are getting better at running the 40. There's a couple offensive linemen that went under five minutes on their 40.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 4.95. It's just ridiculous what they feed these especially offensive linemen. You couldn't pay me to line up across from an offensive lineman nowadays. Especially if your name's Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah, there you go.
I remember his draft video. Him jumping out of a pool.
There's not many people that can do that even smaller than him. And he did it.
That's freakish athleticism.
Correct.
And we're lucky as Buccaneer fans to have him.
Yeah, and they just re-signed him to a big contract too. So
Good.
Yep.
Keep him in Tampa.
Yep.
The Eagles, who might trade AJ Brown.
It's okay. He can come to the Patriots. We'll take him. He's got a good relationship with Mike Vrabel, so that's fine.
Well, they're saying the Patriots. They're saying maybe him and I think that it's either New England or Buffalo. Those were the two teams that they were talking about this morning on Get Up that could go after if AJ Brown is traded.
Yeah, Buffalo would make sense. They need to give Josh Allen some help. So yes, I would agree with that.
But does Brandon Bean pull the trigger on that?
Yeah, that's the question right there. That's the question, buddy. Right there is, will he? Will yeah? That's that's the question.
Well, before we get out of here, why don't you tell people about your show?
Yeah, guys, the Walk Report is 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. We will be recapping Elimination Chamber. We'll be talking about the Combine. And all other sports topics will be available and open, but we will be here on Thursday. So we'll be back 8 o'clock. I'll see you guys on Thursday.
And for another episode of the other night college football, we will see everybody next Tuesday with another episode of most likely another college football episode, even if it's still the off season. But until then, I will be back tomorrow with another podcast. I haven't decided yet. It's probably going to be NFL. Talking about my top 20 wide receivers for the NFL draft. But till the next time, we will see everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday night. Ignite Lightning as they play at 9:30 tonight against the Minnesota Wild, which doesn't make any sense to me because Minnesota is not on the West Coast. That's my daily little rant. Thank you. Come again. I'm here all week. But we will see everybody next week.
Have a good night, everybody.